morning, it's James doing another edition of Ask the Doctor. I gotta tell you, it's really hot today. It's 96 degrees, but it feels like a million degrees. So, I'll do the usual show, but I won't edit in the text for the questions. So, I'll try to make them as clear as possible as I read them, because it's really hot. And I'm sweltering right now. I'm not going to really work at editing this so much. I'm just going to half-ass it and just put it out there for you. I promise next week I'll probably have a more refined show, but I'm just going to put this out there and just take the easy way out using the book of questions as a fan. So, yeah. Let's get at it. Mark Z asks for the first question, if they made a young Han Solo movie, who would I cast? Well, they're making a young Han Solo movie. They have a guy I've never heard of cast as Han Solo, but if I were to cast it, I would probably cast Charlie McDermott, who plays Axel Heck in the middle as Han Solo. I find he's cocky and arrogant like Han Solo's supposed to be, and he would probably, knock it out of the park and do it with a sense of humor and make a great, movie and, make a good passing resemblance to young Harrison Ford. Number 2 is from Jason M. What do I think is the reason for NASCAR's decline in popularity? I think for one, Jimmy Johnson. He's everyone wants to hate him because he is one of the most boring drivers ever. Even though he's won the most championships in the modern era, he's a boring person. And number 2, the face of the sport, Dale Earnhardt Jr., hasn't lived up to his potential. Ever since his father died, he was seen as the heir apparent, the man who was going to take over for his daddy and walk in his father's footsteps, but he hasn't won a championship yet. And 3, maybe America's just getting bored by it, or the past faces from the past are leaving the sport, like Jeff Gordon's leaving the sport, Tony Stewart's leaving the sport, technically Jeff Gordon's kind of a sub-driver because he's been doing a few races in the place of Dale Earnhardt, but still, you gotta have someone solidifying, like say a Michael Jordan, who unite the sport one way or another, like Jeff Gordon used to do back in the day, early '90s and early 2000s. Lisa D asks, "Are you one to dwell on the past? Why or why not?" Not lately. I'll go back to say 3 or 4 weeks ago. I used to be all about the what ifs. What if I had done this? What if I had done that? What if I'd made a relationship work? What if I made a friendship work? What if I had done this differently? But right now, I'm focusing on the now. Because the past isn't going to do anything for me. It's just nobody from the past is coming back and saying, "Hi, I want to be a part of your life." No. I have someone else, well, not really a relationship, but someone who wants to be a good friend, who I've been talking to a lot lately, who kind of enjoys talking to me. So I'm working with that and, not worrying about where I have been. I'm worrying about what's going now and what could happen in the future. I mean, I'm not looking for a relationship for anything, but, if I can have a friend I can be absolutely comfortable about anything and talking about anything with, then that would be completely awesome. I mean, so yeah. Mark W asks, "What is my happiest memory?" I have a lot, but probably my strongest one was Senior Ball 1992, when out of nowhere I got elected to the Senior Ball. And let me tell you about who I was at the time. I was somebody who was completely sheltered. You probably know my history now because I've said it. Basically, I was somebody who just held my head down in high school. I existed. I just made my way through the day, just not really caring. I talked to maybe a couple people, not too many people. So I'd probably say hi to more people in the hall than anything, but that would be it. So when I was elected to the senior ball, even if I was the last runner-up, that was still a victory for me, as I got my rose and my name was announced. I held it to the sky. It's like, it was like a victory for me. So yeah, that was probably my strongest moment. We're going to go with two anonymous selections now. With the news of Man of Steel 2 happening, who do I see as the top villain, and what actor or actress would I like to see play them? I'm hankering for the Cyborg Superman. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Batman v Superman, stop it right now, or go fast forward for 30 seconds. Superman dies at the end of Batman v Superman. So I would probably go with the villain from the storyline after the death of Superman. I mean, they're probably not going to do that because they'll probably bring him back in Justice League. But who's to say that they can't have someone else try to take the place? And the comic book storyline that took place after the death of Superman was Reign of Superman and Return of Superman. And the Reign of the Superman, 4 individual people or would-be imposters of Superman try to take the mantle because he's dead. One of them happened to be a villain. It was the one they called the Cyborg Superman. And I think Armie Hammer is in need of a serious redemption because he's tried to do various franchises since the Social Network, when he played the twins. So, and he was nominated for an Oscar. So come on, I mean, he's not a bad actor. But I would have him say, give him a slick dye job or whatever, and put him in like a green screen mask, because it's going to be like a half robot anyway. So or you could even put him in motion capture, but I think he could pull off a Cyborg Superman if they wanted to go that route. The other anonymous question is, what do I think of the idea of a Voltron movie? I think it would be a great idea, just as long as you dwell into the mythology and not just throw the robot out there. I would bring in the robot lions themselves maybe partway through, but leave the secret to Voltron like in the climax. I would go straight out with a story, have like the 5 explorers come across this planet, like, because that's their job, and come to like a ruined castle, and as they're fighting the evil force of I forgot what their names are, but basically as they're doing, they discovered the secrets of Voltron about the lions and whatnot, and cause the castle and everything to become renewed and free the lions and whatnot from their prisons or whatever. And yeah, I think it would probably work out. So yeah, I don't see why you couldn't make a Voltron movie work. I know it's been in development hell for a decade, but I would go for it if I had the chance. So yeah, those are this week's questions. Sorry it's a little abbreviated. I'm just gonna just put the video out there and not add questions. So I'm tired, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and if it was a lot cooler, I would do a little more work on this video, but I'm kind of half-assing it. So thanks for watching. Next week when I get some more questions, I promise I'll work a little bit harder on this video, but this has been a freaking brutal one. So you know where to go to ask me questions, because I've been getting questions every week pretty much on my Facebook page. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next week for next week's rounds of Ask the Doctor.